Hi besties, my name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be tier ranking the 100 books that I've read so far this year, part 2. Since I already did the first 50, I'll link it somewhere up above here, which was my first video. And now I just hit my 100th mark. I think I'm at like 102 now. So I wanted to tier rank again, obviously. So let's go over my tiers. So I have God tier. Those are obviously my #1 books. Those are my 6-star reads. They're my favorite books of all time. Then I have So Close. They possibly could be 5 stars, but they weren't like the God tier. They weren't my ultimate favorites. I still think about them, just not all the time. Then I have Good, which is fine. You know, I'd still recommend them. They just were fine. You know, they were good. Then I have Just Hot. I don't know if I have any this time of just strictly just like smut. That's all they are. That's all they're good for, but I still had a good time. And then lastly, no thank you. Absolutely not. These books just weren't it for me. So let's dive right into the 50 books and see what I rank these. So we are going to start off our little tier ranking thing with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This is the 7th book in the series, I believe. I would say it's good. Like I don't really think about this book anymore, but they were good. I loved the series. I had so much fun reading them. They just aren't, I don't know if I will ever reread. I'll rewatch, but I don't know if I'll ever reread. Okay, for the next about 17 of these, it seems like they're all Rina Kent. So let's see how well I remember which is which. Okay, so we have Twisted Kingdom. I really like this one. This one's going in So Close. This is So Close. I believe this is like the 3rd in the series. I want to say this is Aiden and Elsa. Why am I second guessing myself? I always do this. And then I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I knew it. Why do I do that? Aiden and Elsa. Okay, so obviously this is going in So Close. Okay, so then Black Knight is Kimmy and Xander's book, I believe. And this is going in Good. It was not my favorite one out of them. I wanted to like them a little bit more than I did, I feel like. They were still good, don't get me wrong, and I really enjoyed this entire like little universe, but I didn't really like Xander, I believe, that much. Like I wanted a little bit more from him, and he was mean. Like I know it's a bully romance, okay, I get that, but he was a little mean for my taste. And then I'm like, Vicious Prince though. This was So Close. Love them. So this is Teal and Ronan's story, and I believe this is Marriage of Convenience or something, arranged marriage, something along those lines. And I had such a good time with it. The spicy scenes, maybe I should put them in hot. I'm changing my mind. I'm putting Vicious Prince in hot because they are so spicy. The scenes, they have like spicy club scenes. Love them. Rule of the Kingdom. I wish I had just nothing. It's just like a short little novella that leads into Jonathan's story, which is Aiden's dad. Yes, I think I got that family tree right. It's the novella before their 2 books. Ruthless Empire, on the other hand, that is going in God tier because these 2 characters, rent-free, every day of my life, the absolute power between Cole and Silver. So this is the last book, okay, besides epilogue, in the Royal Elite series. Cole and Silver are step-siblings, okay? They can't help but want each other. And I loved it. I had such a good time with it. And there's kind of a suspense aspect to it as well because Silver has a stalker. A little extra to it, which makes it even more exciting. So that is God tier. Reign and Rise of a Queen will both be good. So they follow Jonathan and I don't know her name. And it's just their story. I read it to read the universe, okay? And I liked reading about Jonathan. I thought it was very interesting. I liked the little plot twist that was in the book. Same with Royal Elite. We'll put that good. I mean, it was cute to read like everyone's little point of view, but I kind of skimmed if I'm being honest. But it was cute. It was fine. Okay, this is where we're gonna get dicey, okay? Because I did not like some of the rest of this universe, okay? So all the lies and all the truths follow. I don't even know their names, and they are Killian's parents, and that's all I know. And it has the amnesia trope, and I was fed up with every character in this. He was not nice to her. Okay, it's going in no thank you. But I'm glad I read it for the Rinaverse. They were fine. They just weren't my favorite. I just think I came off such a high after reading and finishing the Royal Elite series that they all kind of went downhill for me. And they've been kind of going downhill, except I'm really liking the Deception trilogy. So, could just be a personal problem that I was going through. I didn't like it. Same with Red and Black Thorns, and there's Yellow Thorns somewhere around here. Where is that at? I hate to do this, but we're putting Black and Red and Yellow Thorns all right here. So this follows Naomi and someone else. And basically when they were in high school, someone dared our MMC to sleep with our FMC, and now they don't like each other. And that's all I remember. The Yellow Thorns is like the pre-little novella again. So that's why they're just a teeny bit low. I mean, they were good. If you want to read the Rinaverse, go ahead. It's not like I wanted to DNF at any point. They're just not books I'm ever going to think about again. Okay, so then we have Collided by Lauren Asher. So this follows Liam and Sophie, I believe. And I didn't like this one. I know. I didn't like this one either. It's going in no thank you. Gosh, I was really having a terrible reading month, it seems like. She kind of has this bucket list that she wants to check off, and he is going to check them off for her, and that's basically it. And I just thought it was kind of boring. Sorry. We're leaving it at that. Okay, Empire of Desire. That is going in hot. So this is Dad's best friend. So our FMC in this is Dad gets in a very bad car accident. So his best friend that's also in the company with him is like, I have to marry his daughter to not lose the company. And she's always had a crush on him. And I'm like, I love that. So giant age gap. You're not giant. It's like 18 years or something like that. Nothing too crazy. It's just basically hot. I love the tension that it created. They did get together a little too fast for me. I wanted them to like hold off a little bit because of that like forbidden aspect. But still, so much fun. Oh, besties. Oh, besties. Okay, Every Summer After? Absolutely not. No, thank you. 2 thumbs down. 2 big middle fingers. So this follows our FMC, and she lives at this cabin, lake house, whatever you want to call it. And she has a little guy friend there that they kind of become friends, and then they have a cute little relationship, and it's their little like love story. That's it. But if that interests you, check it out. We got Friends to Lovers, kind of second chance, you know? Wasn't for me. Throne of Power. Okay. I believe I liked this one. I believe Throne of Power is Ray and Kyle's story, and I really like them. So Ray is some big powerful woman in the mafia. She is someone's granddaughter, something like that. And usually in like the mafia world, me acting like I know what the mafia world's like, according to books, women don't have power in the mafia. But she's up there, and she's sticking it to the men. Well, she's trying her best to. They're still not like allowing her to do a lot, but she's trying her best. And in order for her really to seal the deal, they want her to be married. So she's like, I guess that's fine. So her new arranged husband is Kyle, and he is basically like a very powerful hitman type guy, and it's their relationship, and it was so good. Like, this was up there in the Royal Elite series for me. So Throne of Power and Throne of Vengeance is the second one, and they're both so good. I really enjoyed the story. I thought Ray was really interesting to read about, and I really liked Kyle. I loved him, actually. He was a lot of fun. Then we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is God tier. I am so mad I put this book off for so long because it was so good. I had such a good time with it. So this follows Clementine, and she is living in her late aunt's apartment, and her aunt always said like, it's magical, you can travel like in the future and in the past, and she's like, absolutely not. There's no way, until one day she comes home and there is a man in her apartment 7 years in the past. And it's them kind of having a relationship. But it's really more about Clementine figuring out who she is and kind of what she wants out of life. And I loved it. I had such a good time with it. Do not skip the author note at the end, because that, I think, is what really sealed the deal for me as like one of my all-time favorite books so far. Then I have Killer Instincts by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is going in so close, because like this is YA Criminal Minds, and they're following another case. This is the second one in the Natural series. So this one follows, obviously, the YA Criminal Minds, like little teenage FBI agents, basically. And our FMC is Cassie, and she gets pulled into this because she can like profile people really well. This case is a copycat of another guy's in here, which his name is Dean, and it's like Dean's dad's copycat murders, kind of. And that's all I'm going to say without giving it away. And it was so much fun. If you have not picked it up, definitely do. It's a super easy read. They're very interesting, and they are so much fun. I don't even need to explain my reasoning on this one. Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher, God tier. Obviously, single dad, nanny romance. He loves his son. He loves her. I had such a good time. So this follows Raphael and Ellie, and she is obviously his son's nanny. They end up going to Hawaii on vacation together, and you know, what can they do but like not fall in love? And that's basically it. And I ate up all 600 pages of it. This one on the other hand, I did not have a good time with. So Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This is going in no thank you. I loved Butcher and Blade. Okay, I don't know why that's Guess which? That's gonna make me mad. Go over here. I loved Butcher Blackbird so much. Leather and Lark didn't hit. I think I rated it 3 stars, and that was being like nice. I truthfully did not care about either one of these 2 characters. They just weren't it for me. Could have been a personal problem. I was kind of in a reading slump when I read it, but it just wasn't it, and I didn't really like it. I know, I'm sorry. The Blood Trader. This is going in God tier. So this is the 3rd in the Prison Healers trilogy, and it basically follows our FMC Kiva, and she is a prison healer. And I cannot tell you anything about this book because obviously it's the 3rd and it would give away everything that happens in the 1st and 2nd one. But definitely check it out if you haven't. It's YA fantasy. There's trials. She's basically just trying her best to survive. And it's so much fun. The plot twists were twisting. Had a good time. The Power Play by Maddie Danielle. So this is going in hot. So spicy, so smutty, delicious. So this follows our FMC. I don't remember these 2 characters' names, okay? So our FMC is a cam girl, got a little spicy account, and then our MMC is a hockey player. And he ends up becoming like her #1 supporter on this little spicy account. They always like chat, they video chat, but she wears a mask. So he doesn't know who she is, and he never shows his face, so she doesn't know who he is. And they end up needing to live together outside of like this little realm because her apartment, something happens to it, and her friend's like, oh my gosh, go live with this guy friend I have. Lo and behold, it is him, and it is so spicy. I mean, the little spicy scene in this, I mean, roles reversed. Okay, he's more inexperienced than she is, which I loved. She was the one in control. She was making all the decisions. So good, so smutty, so spicy, and I believe it's on KU. Definitely check it out if you need a little something spicy. So The Stillwater Girls by Rina Kent. I'm gonna put this in good. I read this for a book club and I had a good time with it. So this is a thriller. 2 girls are in a cabin, a remote cabin. They're young girls, not young, they're like teenagers, and one's kind of younger, and they live off the grid. They have no idea that like this world exists. They don't know what a TV is, they don't know what a computer is, anything like that. And their mom leaves with their youngest one to help her. She's sick, and leaves these 2 girls there, and they're like, what do we do? And they're waiting, and they end up deciding that they need to leave their house in order to survive because they're running out of food and everything like that. And they get thrust into our world. And this is told in dual POV from a different FMC, which I can't really tell you how it all comes to be about. But it is very interesting, and I think I would have liked it more if I wouldn't have been riding the Frida McFadden train where I'm like, something crazy at the end has to happen in order for me to like be like, oh my goodness. But it all kind of got like wrapped up in a nice little bow, and I was like, oh, I love that. I didn't love it enough because I wanted the shock value for a thriller, I think. So that's why it's going to just be good. But I would definitely highly recommend if you just want a easy thriller. So we have The Deep by Nick Cutter. I'm gonna put this in good as well. So this is a horror book, and this follows our MMC, and he is going in a submarine to like the bottom of the ocean to look at something crazy that's going on. And I loved The Troop by him. The Deep just didn't hit as hard. I don't know what it is, because like I have such a fear of like ocean and like just vast space because like I can't swim well. So I thought I would really think this one's a little bit scarier than I thought it was, but I just was kind of bored. I think it's because like the spooky aspect of it, it wasn't scary to me. Like I want fear. I want what I'm imagining to be scary, and what I pictured was not scary, okay? It just wasn't hitting how I wanted it to. So we'll put it in good. Empire of Sin will go in good. So this follows Nox and this other girl. There are so many people in this Rinaverse that I feel like I'm freaking going crazy sometimes. Okay, I cannot fathom what her name is, okay? But they basically have a one-night stand, and he's like, oh my god, I'm in love with her. I need to make her mine. And she's like, no, I'm dipping. I'm running away from something. Your girl's heading out. They end up working together or something like that again. That's basically it. It was good. Okay, so then I have Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This is going in hot. So this is an MM hockey romance. They were best friends in like high school, early college, something like that. They have a little like dare go on where his super straight best friend, they kind of mess around a little bit. And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't do that to him. So he basically stops talking to him, and his best friend's like, what did you do? And now they haven't talked for a bit, and they end up working at the same hockey camp together, and it's their little relationship. And I had a good time with it. It was hot. I love an MM book so much. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Again, no question about it. God tier. So this follows Justin and Emma. They keep going on dates with people, and then after their date, the dates find their one true love, and it's obviously not them. And they're like, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? So they decide that they are going to fake date in order to like break this curse. Of course, when I have to be a fake date, you know, obviously you never develop feelings ever. Wrong. It's beautiful. It's their little story. I loved Emma in this. I loved her character. I loved her character growth. I love everything. I love. Justin is a big, if he wanted to, he would type of guy, and he definitely would, and he definitely wanted to, and he definitely did. Love him. This guy, on the other hand, Dirty Curve, no thank you. It pains me to say this because I usually love a single parent book. This one, no dude. This follows, I don't even care. I don't even care what his name is. Get him out of here. He just thinks he's put on this earth because women, he loves women. Women love him. Whatever. He ends up needing a tutor, our sweet little FMC, and she is a new single mom, and she is trying her best out here, and he just thinks he's just gonna slide on in there and be like, everything you ever needed was me. And that's basically it, and he pissed me off 90% of this book. I didn't like that he thought he knew what the plot twist was or whatever that was supposed to be. Nodded. Absolutely not. Then I have Wrecked by Lauren Asher, so I'm gonna put this in so close because I had such a good time with this story. So this follows Jax and Elena, and Jax is like the bad boy. Elena is the good girl. Jax is an F1 racer and he needs to clean up his image. So they hire Elena to kind of do that for him, to be like his little babysitter, kind of, I guess. It's their relationship and the way he loves in this. Like, I loved his big old like Rottweiler Doberman personality on the outside, and inside he was just like the sweetest little golden retriever ever. I mean, loved him. I enjoyed how much family meant to Elena and how she was trying to do everything she could to help her family. I thought it was very sweet. The way Jax kind of helped out at the end. I mean, my little heart. Empire of Hate. Hate. Double hate. Okay, it's not going in no thank you. It's gonna go in hot because it was super spicy. I did enjoy those scenes, and that's about it. So this follows Daniel, our FMC. I don't even know her name, but they didn't like it. They were friends in like grade school, and she did something wild, something like that, and got him in trouble. So now they hate each other, and they've always hated each other, and now he hates blondes. And now she's going to be working for him, and it's just terrible, and they hate it. And that's basically how I felt reading it. But it was spicy, and I mean, that was fun. But other than that, I didn't like it. The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. This was good. So me and my sister listened to this on the way to Book Bestie Beach trip, and it was pretty good. I had a good time with it. I think we both rated it like 3.5, 4 stars. I mean, they're good for Frida McFadden books. It was a super easy listen. So this basically follows our FMC, and her dad was a serial killer, and she put him away. And now it's like 20 years later, and now these murders are happening the same way. That's basically it, without giving anything away. And I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun. Easy read. Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. God tier. Again, look, I read Saving Six, loved it. Immediately didn't pick up Redeeming Six because I'm so afraid. I am so afraid for that book. I'm so scared. This follows Joey and Aoife, and it follows them when they are kind of like friends in like secondary school. I don't know how to explain it because I don't know what that is over there. It's just kind of their journey throughout and how they build their relationship and things like that. And I thought it was really cute. I love their story so much. I love Joey. I love Aoife. Such a good time. The Boys of Tommen series will remain God tier. I just cannot finish it for the life of me because I am deathly afraid. So I will get to it, just I don't know when. Oh, okay. Empire of Lost is going in no thank you. Okay, I didn't like this one bit. I would not recommend it unless you were trying to read the entire Renaverse, okay? Bear with me. So basically, our FMC from book 1's dad is a single dad, and he's raised Gwen her entire life. Empire of Lust follows him and the mother of his child, okay? That we didn't know about. Not that we didn't know about. In book 1, you have a different understanding of why she doesn't have a mom. Book 4 is why she actually doesn't have a mom, and that is their story. So it's between her dad and her mom. So then it follows Kingsley and the mother of his child's story, I guess, and they hate each other, kind of. But when I mean Empire of Lust, it's just lust. Okay, actually, I'm gonna change it, because it is hot. It is just spice. They didn't like each other. They just wanted to sleep with each other the entire time. Empire of Lust, bidding for a title. Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. So this is going in so close. I almost put it in God tier. This could have been God tier for me. I just didn't like the little plot twist at the end because it kind of hurt my heart. So this follows our two main characters, and they meet when they're in college, and they kind of hit it off. They become best friends, kind of form a little relationship, and then life ends up taking them in two separate directions. And it's been 15 years now, and he sees her on the subway, writes in a little forum, "Miss this, I didn't get to talk to you, yada yada yada," and now they kind of reconvene, and it's really sweet. It's truly like soulmates. It's second chance. It's always been you, and I thought it was really sweet. I had a good time with it. I just was really thrown off by the plot twist at the end, and that's why I rated it just a tiny bit lower. Play Along, on the other hand, though, God tier. Put them on up there. I want to cry every time I think about this book because I just love them. I feel like they're my best friends. Like, I want to call them up and be like, "Oh my god, I love you." This follows Isaiah and Kennedy. Isaiah has been obsessed with Kennedy. Obsessed with her for however long he's known her. And the first time he basically laid eyes on her. And she is like, kind of like the personal trainer. She does something for the baseball team, but she should be doing something way better for the baseball team due to her qualifications. She has just gotten out of kind of a bad relationship. She no longer has a fiance, and she's like, "I really want to stick it to him, and I want to get married before he does because he is now engaged to someone else." Isaiah's like, "I'll be that for you 100%, you know, don't even have to ask twice." So after drinking a little bit too much in Vegas, they end up getting married, and it's going to be their little fake relationship. It is so good. I love them. Kennedy is top tier. I had such a good time with her character. It kind of has like the teach me lessons in it. She doesn't like to be touched by anyone, doesn't like hugs, nothing like that. He kind of like breaks through those walls, and I mean, oh my gosh. And then he is also going through his own thing that he's got like a little trauma from. I love them. I love them, and I am going to need 6 months off when I finish the Windy City series. I'm already calling it. It's going to be detrimental to my health. It's not that serious, but it is. It's that serious. Every Last Secret by A.R. Torrey. No thank you. This is about two catty women, basically. So this follows Kat and Nina, I think her name is. And Kat seems to have like this perfect life, perfect husband, super rich. Nina moves in next door and basically wants Kat's husband and will do anything in order to do that. And it's just two catty women yapping at each other, trying to destroy each other. That's basically it, and I didn't like it. Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I'll put this in good. This was really cute. So this follows our FMC, I can't remember her name, I think her name is Sadie. She ends up having like a seizure and wakes up with face blindness, so she can see everyone's face, but she can't like put like the eyes together, the nose together, like it doesn't make sense. She can't recognize anyone. And so she is now living her life like this, simultaneously falling for two separate people. Her dog's vet, who she is like, "This is my husband, I love him so much, I'm obsessed." And then the second guy is someone she cannot stand when she first meets him, thinks he's a total pig. They kind of have like a little bit of a connection that she needs help with something, and it is so good. I had such a good time with it. It was very interesting. I loved learning a little bit more about like the face blindness aspect of it too. Very interesting, and I think if you are wanting a no spice kind of romance book, definitely pick this one up. Alive and Wells by Bailey Hannah. I'm gonna put this in good as well. I mean, it was good, it just wasn't my favorite, but I would still recommend it because I thought it was very interesting. It's a small town cowboy romance, and she is going through a very traumatic breakup at the beginning. He is not a nice guy at all, and she is kind of running away to start her life over. So she ends up at this little ranch, and she's now going to figure out her life, and obviously she falls for the little cowboy there. Not little, he's big. Anyways, and I think I was just kind of in a reading slump when I read it, so that's why it's not like up higher. Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. This is going in so close. I love her writing. I think her stories are so much fun. I fall in love with all of her characters that she writes. This follows our FMC. I can't remember her name. She is basically not sure what she wants to do with life. So she buys a van, and she's going to fix up this van. So she hires, I think his name's Matt, to help her because he's like a mechanic or whatever. And it's kind of friends to lovers. He's so sweet. His family's so sweet. I enjoyed reading about like his family dynamic and how they kind of have their beliefs and stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting. And it's a really cute book. Ooh. Lovely Bad Things by Trisha Wolfe. This, no thank you. I wanted so much more from this book, and I think that's on me. I think I went into it thinking this was going to exceed my expectations, and it plummeted. So this follows our FMC, and she's like a investigator or something like that. And the MMC is someone that she put away, like arrested. He's in jail. She needs help with this case, so he's gonna help her, and he talks in riddles all the time. He kind of drove me nuts. I also don't know if it's because I'm not smart enough to understand like that intellectual ability that he had. So I was just kind of, I was over it. No, it's the same feelings I get when my sister, who's a nurse, becoming a nurse, when I just kind of ask her one simple like health question and she like throws like 17 big words at me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. That's the same feeling I got with peace and love, okay? To all my nurses out there. I know you guys are doing way more than I could ever do. But again, my little brain is not meant to do that. So it frustrates me, okay? Could be a personal problem. King of Greed. Ooh, so close. So close. I love this one. Okay, could it be a God tier? No, it's not gonna be God tier. So King of Greed by Anna Wong. So this is a second chance marriage on the rocks kind of book. So this follows Dominic and Alessandra. They meet in college and he's got nothing. And she is his tutor and she's like, you are gonna be something one day. I know you can do it. And they end up falling in love. And now he's big and rich and doing all the crazy things that big, rich, powerful men do with finance. Whatever he does. And ignores his wife. Okay, Alessandra, he does it. He just kicks her to the curb. He just thinks nothing's wrong. Men. She's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm leaving. And it's now him groveling for the rest of the book to get her back. It's told in past and present timelines, which I thought was so much fun. He loves her so much. She loves him so much, but she knows that she deserves more, and it's so good. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I don't think I'm saying that right. This is going, oh my gosh, God tier, so close. We're just so close. Because I don't typically think about this book ever again, but it is so close to being like God tier. It's a 5-star book. I believe I rated it 5 stars. You are basically following our FMC, and she doesn't want the life that she's kind of been given, so she makes a deal with a god after dark, and he is like, yeah, I'll make sure you're not remembered. They won't come looking for you. Lo and behold, it's because as soon as she walks out of a room, no one will ever remember her until one day she goes to like steal something, take something, because that's what she can do, you know? She takes something, no one's gonna remember. This guy like chases her out of the store and is like, you can't do that. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I remember you. And she's like, wild. I liked it. I had a good time with it. We read it for one of my book clubs. Mixed reviews, but I had a good time with it. I thought the story was very interesting. I enjoyed like the very end of like what happened. I thought it was very powerful and I had a good time with it. Then I read Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. So I'm putting this in good, okay? I'm not putting it in no thank you because I would never do that to an Elsie Silver book, but I just didn't get the vibes. I really thought her and her horse would have made a much better love story than her and the MMC. So this follows our two main characters, and he like owns the ranch, does something with the ranch, and she is a horse trainer. Billy, her name is Billy. His name is, I have no idea. Billy is her name. Vaughn. Ha! There it goes. I think those are the two main characters' names. Kind of a boss-employee relationship. He's like, oh, I can't do it. She's my employee. And she's like, I just love my horse. Okay. And that's basically it. Starting Line by McKay Marie. I'm going to put this in good. Should I do it so close? I'm going to put it in good. It could be so close. So this follows an Olympic gymnast and an Olympic swimmer. She is like golden girl and he is like the bad boy of the Olympics. So they don't like each other. He did something at their first Olympic Games that really just kind of ticked her off. So she doesn't like him. And he's like, what do you mean? Why don't you like me? Blah, blah, blah. He is going to try to bring her out of her shell because she thinks all she has is gymnastics and she doesn't know her worth in anything else. He is going to show her that, and they kind of do like a little friends with benefits thing. So much fun. I had such a good time. It's a good, fun little sports romance. Then I had The Lies We Steal by Monty J. This is also going in good. This is the first in, I don't even know, the Howlboy series? Is that what it's called? And this follows Alistair, and I can't remember her name. Her and her friend witnessed something one day that they shouldn't have witnessed, and now Alistair and his friends are after them. And that's basically the whole premise of the book. But yeah, it's a bunch of rich kids doing a bunch of bad things that they should be in jail for, and it's fine. Then I have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. God tier book. So this follows two single parents, Soledad and Judah. Judah has 2 twin boys, and Soledad has 3 daughters. Judah and his ex-wife are great co-parents. Soledad's ex-husband, piece of crap, okay? And the reason why her ex-husband is in jail, and the reason that he's in jail is because basically of Judah. So she's like, I cannot cross that line. I'm just trying to figure out my life. And it's their kind of relationship. And it's more based on her relationship and how she's finding herself after just being known as someone's wife, basically. And it is so good. I loved it. I love Kennedy Ryan's writing. I say it every single time I talk about one of her books. They are such good stories. They feel like real people. They feel like real things that go on. And it's definitely a book I recommend. If you have not read this little series, definitely do it. And then lastly, I have The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This is going in so close. Usually I don't like Christina Lauren books, but this one changed my mind. So this follows Anna and Liam, and they basically get married to like mutually benefit both of them. He needs a trust and she needs a place to live because she's like a starving artist while in college. So they don't talk for like a few years. And they're still married, and he ends up needing to bring her to his family's wedding, like his sister's wedding. And she's like, what do you mean? They don't know each other at all. She didn't even know what his first name was for the longest time. Cackled. Anna is so funny in this. The way she's just sticking it to these men, such a good time. Liam fell so hard for her. I loved it. And I thought it was so much fun. So if you want a fun little kind of summer book, I know it's coming into fall, okay? But still, highly recommend. So those are the 50 books that I've read since last time. Some good ones on this list, some God tier books I've read, and then some pretty big disappointments, but it is what it is. I had so much fun with this. I am crossing my fingers that I get another 50 in before the end of the year, which would meet my reading goal. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Love yous!